now. Lawrence on first down.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
From the 27, Lawrence. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And all the way down to the 12. A huge play there for Washington.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Kyle Pitts.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And Washington takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Jackson now to return. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. On play action, they'll throw.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters this week? He kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door. And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Prescott on 1st down. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
But Dak Prescott, probably not the first name you think of in terms of strongest arms in the NFL, but he showed it off there.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, They want to keep going, but what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Now Lawrence on first down.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this one is incomplete.
He's got one touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 42.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
On first down, Lawrence.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Now Lawrence.
Flush to his right. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys will take over here at their own 14-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing, maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down.
Looking to throw. Prescott escaping the pressure right.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And Washington has taken the lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And a little dangerous there, almost a penalty, but it does get into the end zone before going over the sideline for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. He's got Thompson here, complete. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now Prescott. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Montez Sweat able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch called for, no gimme in these conditions, but he's able to look this one in. Only 29 yards on the punt there, definitely not his best. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Here's Lawrence. Pass incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on 1st down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who could make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
2nd and 10 now. It's Lawrence. It's caught inside the 25. Woo! Touchdown, Washington. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to come up with a quick strike touchdown. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here. So it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off down at the 10. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Let's go. Hey, Charlie. Hey, I-7.
Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Lawrence's throw into the hands of Pitts here. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From just shy of midfield, Lawrence. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Here's Jackson to return. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as the tackle made just shy of the 30.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. First down, Prescott. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And he almost flirted with disaster there, but it does get into the end zone before going out, and they'll bring it out to the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And with a 3-score deficit staring him in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Play action now. Prescott going up top.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Cowboys have recovered.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Prescott now after the fumble recovery. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half.
And a fair catch taken here at the 5-yard line. Interesting.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll start from their own 5, so you'd have to imagine they'll stay conservative.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Washington football team on top.
As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Jackson now to return. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. We'll check on his status when we get back. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Taking on the midfield logo. And shedding a man at the 40. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Now Lawrence. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington! Terry McLaurin, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They run the counter. Pollard. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And a nice little quick spin move before he's dropped. And a pretty good gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short. Lawrence. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Micah Parsons picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
This is caught, and he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Back-to-back gains of 17, and they are really on the march now. It's a 1st down. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year.
And Washington going to add. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed. Good. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Koo to kick it off.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's
first play of the drive, lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. On play action, Prescott looking deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Troy Apke. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Trevor Lawrence.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And Washington able to capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame whooping has turned into results.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Washington on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Washington offense just continuing to pour it on.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone for a touchback, so that will come out now to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Gross eluding the pressure right. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On 1st and 10. Gross. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this...
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right. And he lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
High 7. Pilot 64, weak. Approaching spill.
And now here's a carry heading left. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. And they take a knee. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And on 4th down, they come up and take the knee. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On 1st and 10, Prescott. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Washington, they improved to 5-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start, and they'll try again next week at home against New England.